What is the story, guys? Welcome to my first YouTube video ever on my YouTube channel that I've just basically made, and I don't have a clue what I'm doing. But yeah, on this channel I'm gonna upload kind of maybe news, information, my opinion on stuff, and just basically stuff that like I would watch myself. So that's my whole kind of philosophy for this channel. But yeah, basically this video I'm just gonna talk about the future of Call of Duty, because I know everyone's talking about ghosts at the moment because, it's about to come out. Black Ops 2 is kind of, dying off, thankfully. So, yeah, I'm basically going to talk about the future of Call of Duty. So, quick note on the gameplay. It was back when the game first came out. It was a League Play game. And we ran into two EU pros, Marky B and Monksy, both in TCM now, I think. So, we ended up winning, and yeah, the game gets really laggy in the middle for some reason, but yeah, I thought it was a good game. It's back in the Val Cap 40 days, so yeah, horrible days. But so yeah, the future of Call of Duty. I think everyone's talking about Ghosts at the moment, but I don't think anyone's really looking beyond that, So I don't know if they bring out another game. My opinion is that they just keep, just throwing the games out like they do every year, even if they're not ready. But I feel like this year there's less hype than ever over Call of Duty. I don't know what it is. Like, I remember when Modern Warfare 2 was coming out and all the trailers were coming out. I mean, there was so much hype. Same for Black Ops, MW, pretty much every COD game I can think of. But this year it just seems different, No one really cares that much about Call of Duty. I mean, just people kind of expect it to be the same thing. I think it really needed a lot of change, a lot of innovation, and I think they've kind of done that with, the dynamic maps, the destructible environments. There's a lot of new stuff, and the customizable characters. They change a lot for Ghosts, but they add a lot of new game modes, all that stuff. But I still don't think it's enough. So yeah, I don't know if it's getting a bit stale or what, but I mean, a lot of you guys, I'm sure, have played since Call of Duty 4, and it is kind of the same thing every year. And I mean, you have to realize Activision is like a big company, and they're just thinking of profit. They just want to make money. So they probably had board meetings and stuff like that where they realized that, the game's getting a bit stale, we need to change it up a bit. And they've definitely done that with Ghosts, but I still don't think there's just enough hype around Call of Duty, not as much as I expected. So yeah, that brings you on to the next thing that I wanted to talk about, which is the whole idea of a COD killer, a Call of Duty killer, a game that will just, end Call of Duty. And Call of Duty's been on the big high for the last few years, and it's probably the biggest game out there. I mean, Call of Duty is a multi-billion-dollar franchise. Not a lot of people kind of understand that. But so yeah, people are saying, is Battlefield 4 going to be the COD killer? Is Titanfall going to be the COD killer? All this stuff. But my opinion is that I think Call of Duty is just so mainstream at the moment that there is no COD killer that's gonna destroy it. I mean, you think of something like Coca-Cola. There's not going to be a drink that comes out that just destroys Coca-Cola and takes all its money or whatever. I don't think a COD killer really is going to exist in the next few years anyway. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of the whole idea of a COD killer. Will there be one, and if so, what game? Personally, I think if there is going to be a COD killer, it will probably be Titanfall. I think that'll have the greatest potential to kind of destroy. I keep using the word destroy, but yeah, basically destroy Call of Duty. The guys that made COD 4, Vincent and Pella, I think their names are. They made the multiplayer for COD 4, and they're making Titanfall. So those guys know how to make a decent game. I mean, COD 4 is like, everyone says it's like the best game ever. And it's so good. So I think that has the greatest potential, to upset Call of Duty, I guess. But I do think in this next, gen of games that are coming out, you can kind of see the future where first-person shooters are going, and in my opinion, the future where Call of Duty will go. So if you've seen a game called Destiny, it's basically a first-person shooter. It looks kind of like Borderlands, kind of comic booky, but basically it's an MMO, which is a massive multiplayer online type game. If you ever play like World of Warcraft or anything, it's kind of like that. Like these big open vast worlds that you can kind of travel around and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Kind of like GTA if you haven't played World of Warcraft. It's kind of like that. So imagine a GTA type game, but Call of Duty. So you're walking around with first person shooter with a gun in front of you in these vast worlds. I don't know how they'd really work it and stuff, but I'm definitely gonna get that Destiny game and check it out, because I definitely think that the new consoles that are coming out, they have the capabilities to manage all this stuff, to actually incorporate this into a game. So I think in the future, maybe the next COD or the one after that, you might see some type of MMO feature in the game. I think that's the way forward for first-person shooters. So another way they could go is just basically keep doing what they're doing, is just making the same old Call of Duty game year on year with slight improvements, slightly better graphics every year, better audio, a few new features, just but it's still mainly the same game, and that's what they've been doing. And I mean, it's logical, why would you change a winning recipe? I mean, the game makes a billion every year or whatever. It makes crazy amounts of money. So why would you change it that drastically? So that's another option. They can just keep throwing them out there like they do every year. So another way I can see them kind of marketing Call of Duty is basically to split it up into different games. So right now, if you go out and you buy Black Ops 2, it has three main components. It has the campaign, the multiplayer, and zombies. So what I could see them doing is like taking the zombies and making a whole, massive just game out of zombies. They could do so much with that. Just make, a load of different maps, load of different characters, all this different stuff. I think they could definitely do that. I think they've already experimented with that before. I think they made, they brought out the maps individually on the iPhone and stuff like that. Like which was separate from the campaign and multiplayer, which was just zombies. So I think that's interesting. I think they've kind of looked at doing that. I think that's something that they will do because zombies is so popular. It's so good. I love it. It's so cool. So yeah, what they could even do then is just bring out basically a Call of Duty game which is just multiplayer. So you could have, say 50 multiplayer maps and a crazy amount of guns, just something like that. I mean, I'd love personally if they just brought back like every map from every Call of Duty and say put it in, an Infinity Ward engine and just had that kind of smooth gameplay. That'd be so good. Like all the maps from every COD, or maybe all the guns, or something crazy like that. That'd be just so much fun. So another thing they could do in the future is basically make Call of Duty a competitive game out of the box. And I mean, you look at the most successful games at the moment, probably League of Legends is the biggest game right now. And that is a competitive game, it's made for competitive. So I think that's something Call of Duty could do in the future, just focus on competitive, and they could even make it bigger, I think. So that could be something they could do, just make the game competitive out of the box, even make two versions of the game, a version that's competitive and another version just for, pub players or something like that. So I think that could be pretty successful as well. And I think the last option for, Call of Duty and the future of first-person shooters is that they just decline. I think inevitably it'll probably happen. I mean, you've seen something, like Minecraft came along, and that's just, it's completely different, but it's just fun. It's a different experience. Something else like that could come along that's twice as big and just, destroy, first-person shooters. So I think something like that can happen and probably will happen. But I think there's just something, I don't know, there's something primal about first-person shooters and Call of Duty. It's just so fun and stuff like that. So, hopefully they stay around for a while. Hopefully they keep innovating. And, yeah, hopefully the future will be strong for COD and first-person shooters. So, yeah. So that's pretty much my first video, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think of all those ideas. If you think they're, good, they're plausible, they're complete bullshit. Just let me know in the comments. If you want it, you can subscribe. If you don't want it, you don't have to. If you have any ideas for different videos, please write them down and stuff like that. I'll check them out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I know people are gonna be like, who are you to give your opinions on this type of shit? But I mean, I'm just like you. I'm just a gamer. I'm just someone who plays, COD a bit too much and just enjoys video games and shit. So, that's about it. I think there's still a little bit of gameplay left, so I'll leave you with that. And that's about it. Peace.
Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint is ours.
I gotcha.
Friendly lightning strike inbound.
EMP out.
Hellstorm missile inbound. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint is ours. Hardpoint is ours.